What's good? My name is Octavio Aguilar. I'm the fashion designer and creative director behind Tavio. I'm also currently on season 19 of Project Runway, and I'm going to be going live with Stephen Cuoco, so check out my interview on Power 98.5.
Hey, what's up? My name's Grant Kanoki. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and artist, and you're listening to Power 98.5.
We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5.
Unimaginable year for everyone, but there's finally a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
Fashion has the power to uplift us right now.
We so need your creativity. Bring it on.
It reminds us of who we are.
It looks amazing.
I want to wear it.
This is a new time for fashion. I think you represent that newness.
I feel very honored to be here.
Welcome to Project Runway. You literally will have nothing. Does this distract you? That's for you. Oh, honey, this is Doris Day. Goes to the mall. What is happening?
Trust me, baby, I can do a dress. In 30 minutes, watch out, guys. Go, because I'm a tiger.
All right, bitches.
King of Zamunda.
I come to Queens to find my bride. Everybody bow down. It's heavy as shit. These models are gonna die.
You kind of just have a ruffle coat dress. How is it fitting in?
Right.
Yeah, I'm asking.
Ba-boom.
The lies you have told today. If you were not the editor of a magazine, you would be the most high-powered lawyer in the tri-state area.
Give a warm welcome to Taraji P. Henson.
Gigi Hadid.
Jason Wu, Bailey Porter.
Pop culture icon, Andy Cohen.
These clients, boy, are they real.
It's elegant, it's chic. Wow, she really nailed it.
You just shut the up. You let him speak.
I don't want to see you guys turning on each other.
She looks like she's wearing a Batman costume.
Don't let anybody else's opinions distract what we're doing.
Mine?
Yes.
Oh my God.
You do whatever you want.
It's gonna be the tiniest things that's gonna divide each one of you.
I'm so tired.
I can save you, honey.
It's hard and challenging.
Where's your attitude?
No matter how delirious you are, how nervous you are,
All right, designers, 5 minutes.
don't lose steam, please.
Pretty fabulous, guys.
You have to push forward.
Wow. We all feel like this is the best group of designers this show has had.
I'm gonna put a 19 down. This is season 19. Is that too much?
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco.
We have got one of the most exciting afternoons here, live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 satellite radio, 200 countries and counting, where our reach is now at. You can download the Power 98.5 satellite radio on your iOS and Android app. Add it in on your Alexa skill. We are streaming live on Live Radio FM, Stream It or Streama, radio.com. We are global. And I'm going to tell you, I've got royal with me today. And I mean real royal. We've got Octavio Aguilar, a Puerto Rican American from New Jersey, raised by a single mom with whom he is extremely close. At the age of 12, he was given his first sewing machine and quickly started making 90s clubwear, which led him to open his first shop in his hometown. Although Octavio went to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale for a year, he considers himself a self-taught designer. After taking a 10-year hiatus from the fashion world to work in interior design, Octavio is back in full swing as owner and designer of his own label, Dope Tavio. A genderless avant-garde streetwear line, his designs have been featured in many fashion editorials and music videos, and they have been seen on artists like Eryka Badu, And I'm going to bring Octavio on. Good morning. I am on my second cup of coffee, so bear with me with my tongue twisters.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Good morning. So I want to make sure that we get this correctly. Am I saying this? Is it Eryka Badu?
No, it's Eryka Badu.
Eryka Badu. I have never seen a spelling of Eryka like that before.
Yeah, she's special. So, yeah.
We've got Janet Jackson and his muse, Sharaya J. Octavio. As I said to you before, and I'm going to say it again, you look royal.
Thank you. You're the first one to actually put it that way.
And congratulations on being a contestant on this season 19 of Project Runway on Bravo. Where do we begin?
I don't even know. It's so crazy. I'm still pinching myself that I'm on the show, and after so many years of watching it on television, like it's just crazy. Even listening to the previews now, it still excites me.
For those that are tuning in from here and all around the world, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5. We have season 19 Project Runway designer and contestant Octavio with us today. Project Runway airs Thursdays at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Octavio, where can we begin? Like before Project Runway, I shared where it started for you, but why fashion?
I don't know. It's just, I'm from New Jersey. I was 15 minutes away from New York City. So I pretty much was raised back and forth in New York. My mom is a single mom, so we would go shopping together all the time. We would always go to New York City, and that just kind of always inspired me. Of course, I'm an 80s kid, so watching MTV and watching, Boy George and Madonna and, seeing all their fashions. It was a different world back then. You either collected and looked at magazines, or you watched, MTV to, see what was going on. And that's how we were introduced to like designers like Jean-Paul Gaultier that were all the way in France. So it's just, I'm the only child. So I was always super creative, always on my own. I would always just ask my mom, like, just get me paper, markers, crayons, scissors. And I would just be in the room for hours just creating, very crafty kid. And, it kind of just started off that way. And then I asked my mom, I said, I want to get a sewing machine. So she was like, I'm not going to go and buy one and you're going to use it one day and then just be bored. Like how I did with all the other, like the Nintendo. So she asked my aunt, she was like, do you still have that old sewing machine? And she was like, yeah, it's still there. It's dusty. And they passed it along. And I just never got off of it. The minute I jumped on, it was just like, teaching myself, how do you make things? I was going thrift shopping at the time and just, cutting jackets up and vests and just kind of trying to see how we make things, there was no YouTube, there was no tutorials to watch. It was literally either go get a book or just teach yourself how to do it. And that's how it all started.
Do you recall what your first garment was that you had made?
Yes, it was a vest. And I think almost every designer said the same thing. Everyone that took home ec class and had sewing, it's a vest. That's the first thing you make. But I remember before getting the machine, I actually hot glue gunned the vest together. So I couldn't wait to get to the machine so that I can actually recut it and sew it, actually sew it instead of hot glue gunning it. Pretty crazy how that works out.
What was the material? Did you use jean? Did you use leather, pleather? What was it?
No. It was some cheap poly cotton. yeah. It was like 50 cents a yard.
Oh.
Yeah.
And did you wear it? Was someone graceful enough to support you and wear that vest?
Yeah, actually, I did wear it. I was a club kid during the time I was in high school, so I was, I always dressed up and I had big platforms and crazy hair colors and painted nails. It was my look was super genderless at the time. So it was pretty popular, and I started throwing fashion shows during the talent shows in high school, and little by little, I mean, every year it just got more and more packed, and the lines were around the corner. There was, yes, everybody was coming to see all the talents, but mainly they wanted to come see what I was up to in my fashion. And then it just kind of grew into me making stuff for, my friends. And then once the first season for prom came, I made like 4 prom dresses my first year. I think I was a sophomore, and by junior and senior year, I probably did like 80% of all the prom dresses. Yeah, so I was making money since I was a kid. Yeah.
As a Puerto Rican American, what generation are you?
I forgot. I was born in '79, so I haven't said that in a long time. Is it? I can't even think of what generation.
It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
I don't even know what generation we're in now. So,
as a Puerto Rican American, Octavio, and I want to do a quick job. Thank you for everyone, and to everyone actually, for tuning in live on air with Stephen Cuoco. We have Octavio Aguilar. He is this season 19 on Project Runway. Airs on Bravo Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. He's one of the contestants on this new season of Project Runway. He's a designer. He is royal, loving the red or burgundy mustache. We're going to get into that. What has the fashion industry been like in your experience as a Puerto Rican American? Do you find it to be the same as most other people, or what do you have to do differently to stand out when it comes to your signature look, your signature style, your branding, your marketing, your image as a whole?
I think, well, I do me. I can't even say that I'm fully in the fashion industry. I feel like I have one leg in now that I'm on the show. So I haven't had to deal with so much. I mean, and I just do me. I mean, I'm not worried about what competitors or anybody else is doing. I just, I'm creative. I sew it, I make it, and I may shoot it and style it, and then I post it, and then it's for the world to comment after that. I love the fashion industry. It's crazy, it's weird, but I have kind of like my middle fingers kind of stuck up, to them, because I just kind of do my own thing. I'm in my own lane. I've managed to dress, stars like Janet Jackson, Eryka Badu, Sharaya J, and completely on my own. I was a nobody, and people just started picking up on, my line and my brand, and I just kind of do my own thing. So I don't really, I'm not following any rules. I don't, lately I'm not, doing, spring collections and fall collections. I'm just sewing and I'm just creating. I'm just doing, and I just keep spitting it out into the world, and either you love it or you hate it. But I haven't really had to hear so much about the fashion industry. But I know it's a little tough, and I think that Puerto Ricans and Blacks, and I think we're all just breaking some barriers right now. I think it's our time to shine, and I think you'll definitely see that through the show. I think the closest I've been to the industry has been in front of these judges on Project Runway, and in front of Nina Garcia, and being so close to Christian Siriano. So actually, that's the closest I've gone to the fashion industry. So I'm still like an outsider, but I'm just doing my thing, and that's it. I mean, it's gotten me this far, so I just have to keep going.
Have you met your most proudest moment on Project Runway, or have we not seen it yet?
I think every episode you'll see that I'm super proud of what I did. I wanted to make sure that when I went into this competition, that I would take every challenge, but still create it around my brand. So, I stood on brand. I think that even before they put my name up on the stage, on the screen, I think once my garment hits the runway, I think, the judges knew. And I think now that the following can definitely see it right away. They're like, that's Octavio's look. It's oversized, it's black and white, it's big print. So I just kind of kept my signature. So I'm actually very proud of everything that I actually made and did on the show.
You're doing extremely well.
Thank you.
Every season keeps getting better and better. I've been watching this from the beginning of time, from the first season of Project Runway, and I really enjoy the way the network and casting puts people together and really sees and understands the vision of fashion, but also presentation. And overall, to speak, when it comes to you, Octavio, I really, really enjoy the opportunity that you were given as a designer, as someone that really stands strong. You stand very strong within yourself. And
thank you.
I guarantee you are inspiring many people of all race and color across the board. And there's something very special, even not that it never was before in any other season of Project Runway. There's a different feeling with this season, with every designer. And I love the inclusiveness. It's always been there. There's just something very different and very magical about this season. And I believe with all the people and personalities put together here on season 19 of Project Runway on Bravo, it really, really is beautiful.
It is. It's so good being, amongst all these talented designers from all over. And it was such an amazing experience. I mean, I get chills. I was just listening to what you had to say right now, and I just get chills. But it's really, really, it's really fun. Although it's a competition, we all become very good friends, and we're all there for one another. And, we're all on this ride together. So it was a really, really great experience. And especially for me, I'm actually the oldest. So I was like the Papa Smurf of this season. Everyone liked me. I became friends with all 15 other designers. And they would all just either come and rub my head. They understood my humor. I just always had smiles on people's faces. And they always knew that if they were stressed out, they can come up to me and just kind of just cuddle with me, be next to me, and that I would, turn their frustrations around into laughter and also calm them down a little bit. So it was pretty interesting. I'm like, oh my God, I'm finally on Project Runway and I'm the oldest. But it is a special season, especially coming out of, the pandemic that we were in. I think we were all just dying to get out and do something. I think all the designers there I spoke to, we were all making masks for pandemic, and that's not creative, You can get so much creative by making a mask, and that was our struggle, That was what was keeping us afloat, because nobody was buying, fancy dresses or fancy jackets, especially at the price point, it's like people were just buying cheap stuff. And so, to go in and what we called it was like summer camp. We were like, oh my God, we're in fashion camp. It felt so good just to get out of, our homes, because we were stuck in our homes for that whole time. So to link up and yes, I feel like the casting did amazing this season, with all of us and all our different characters. It was so fun.
And you just hit the box of nails through the board, Octavio, with one hammer swing. And you gave the answer as to why even more Project Runway in this season is just so extraordinary, because we're talking pandemic, where you just shared how there were restrictions of where you guys as designers, of where you may not have been able to sell. You weren't able to do fashion shows, limited on possibly doing photo shoots, video shoots. And it just just came all together perfectly because all of you took a breath at the same time on this season, and you got back into enveloping and activating your creative muse. That is what it is. This is why Project Runway Season 19 is just so explosively perfect.
Yeah, it was good. It was all for a year. I mean, even, you know, I know I can't speak too much of the casting, but it was a different, you know, it's special because we all went through this together, and it was completely different from any other season because of COVID and because of, you know, we had to get tested and quarantine and just even, you know, even the whole casting process, it wasn't as regular as it normally is. So the experience was definitely different. Yeah.
Let's go to your mustache. Now, is that burgundy? What is that color?
No, it's bright red. It's like really bright fire red. I know on camera it comes off a little dark. Some people think it's pink, but no, it's bright red. It's a bright red mustache. Yeah.
Is that color meaningful to you? Like, why that? But keep in mind, I'm not questioning. You look royal. It works. No BS.
Thank you. Nobody's ever described it that way, but thank you. It's just, well, I used to dye my hair when I used to have hair. I had blue, I had red, but red was always my main color. It's also the color of Patricia Field's hair. She was the stylist for Sex and the City. And she's also someone that I work with, and she represents me. So she's always had bright red hair since I was a little kid. I've been going into her store, and now I'm part of her whole art fashion thing. And it's just something that just, you know, like I was shaving my head. I don't have any hair. I still like to have fun and look cool. And so I was just like, let me dye my mustache. And I've played with other colors before, but a good friend of mine, this stylist named Ty Hunter, he told me, he's like, that red mustache is only you. You keep that until you make it. Then you can dye it other colors. He kind of described it like Madonna. He was like, Madonna was blonde until she, you know, and then she would switch it up. But she made sure she made it as a blonde first, and then you can have fun. It's become my signature. It's definitely become part of my brand. And yeah, I've been dyeing it for like the past 6 years. So I think I took like a few months off with not dyeing it during pandemic, and I saw how many grays I have. And I'm like, okay, let's just keep it red.
Yeah.
But it's just my signature. And actually right now I have the handlebars, and I did have them while I was auditioning for Project Runway, but I chopped off the handlebars right before we started filming. And I know they looked at me and they're like, what happened? I'm like, I don't have time to make this look perfect on TV every second. If not, I would have had like a lopsided handlebar and people would have just made fun of me. So I'm like, let me just keep it 70s looking stash, and that's it. But it's a signature. It's funny because not that I get recognized, I get looked at all the time. But since I'm still wearing a mask when I'm going out to places, you know, I'm not getting recognized as being the guy from Project Runway. So it's still hidden. It's pretty funny. I mean, I definitely, you know, you can't walk around with a red mustache and not have a sense of humor, you know, because you see the little kids. I think it's mainly fun when you see kids because they're like, look, and, you know, they're like pushing each other just to make sure that they see me. But yeah, it's just my signature. And it's, I mean, to my close friends and family, everyone just kind of, it's become natural. It's like a natural red hair, red mustache. So yeah, that's basically it. I still get to have some fun and be punk rock with my mustache because I don't have no hair.
But I like it. Even though you don't have any hair, once again, it works. You are perfectly designed to be who you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
The real design starts with you and the vision and how you see yourself, because it is a scientific fact that what we see outside of ourselves in mirror reflection and what we see inside are two different people.
Right.
There is a balance. I believe that you get it. The way that you appear and show yourself and express yourself in your narrative, in your context, especially for what I am seeing and observing with you on the season of Project Runway, it really is organic, but yet authentic. And so that you know, red is a physical energy. It's about passion and courage. It's an actionable energy. You're rooting down and being courageous. With that being said, of knowing and understanding what the energy of red means, you're being courageous. So there is something about you, Octavio, and within your life, I truly hear within and through your inflection in this interview. And I want
thank you.
I want to thank the team and everyone over at Project Runway and Bravo for this opportunity to interview Octavio. Is you are in a space of neutrality and balance when expressing your truth. And I believe that is why you are consciously and subconsciously having the color red within your mustache, because keep in mind, where is it located? Around the mouth. It's about speaking truth or keeping truth where it needs to be for yourself and your own empowerment. So when you just break things down, it really all makes sense. And you make sense.
Wow, that was deep. I never even looked at it that way, but thank you. It's funny because a lot of people are like, they barely show you, they only see, you in the back. But then they're like, but it's kind of cool because you kind of look like this guy with the red mustache and you're kind of mysterious. And every time, your look comes down the runway, it's so good, but they barely show your process and stuff like that. And I'm like, we have to introduce, all these other designers, but I see it. There is definitely something special about, me, this mustache, and just being on the show and being able to show my work,
And to share with those that are listening, we've got Octavio Aguilar. He is this season designer contestant on Project Runway season 19. It airs on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. When it comes to production and television, the beauty of what you just shared is it's all about unfolding a narrative, a story. And
right.
What's perfect is, even though some of what's been expressed to you about your positioning on the show and how it's being, presented, or how you're being presented specifically, it just works. And why is because, when it comes to television or film, there's a certain way in how the narrative unfolds. And we don't know what's going to happen down the road. We're going to be surprised by what this season's doing. But you are being positioned perfectly by the network. You're being positioned perfectly by the production company in a way to where you had said, like, you're in the back. Well, keep in mind, you're royal. Sometimes royal is not always in the front. Sometimes it's in the middle. Sometimes it's on the side. Sometimes in the back. Sometimes you don't even see royal. So I know we're going to see a lot more of you.
Yes. Yes, for sure. It's going to be fun. It's like I've always been, although I have a loud red mustache and I dress in avant-garde streetwear stuff. There's something, just very special about, when my garment comes down, and I kind of let that speak for itself. That's how it's pretty much always been. It's just been like loud piece, let it talk on its own without me saying a word. You can understand what I was thinking or what I was, where I was inspired from.
We are about to come to a close. I want to thank once again everyone over at the Project Runway team, for those that have put this together to have you as a guest on my show, Live on Air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5. For those that are tuning in, if you've caught the middle of this episode, this will air tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern Time and 6 p.m. We have Octavio Aguilar, this season contestant, season 19, Project Runway, on Bravo, airs at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. So if you would like to share this, let anyone know that are Project Runway fans of Octavio, we will re-air this live episode. Yes, we are currently live on Power 98.5 here and throughout the world. We are going to have this back on demand tomorrow, Thursday, November 11th, 8 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern. Octavio, who would you like to give a shout out to?
Shout out to my brand, Dope Tavio, and you can find me on IG at dope_Tavio. I'm gonna shout out my brand instead of anybody else. And thank you to all the supporters and all the new fans. And I want to thank you for having me on your show. It was a pleasure.
You are more than welcome to come on anytime. Your team knows this. I'm a huge advocate and ally. This is what Power 98.5 is all about. It's about the creative muse and inspiration from producers, directors, authors, fashion designers, networks, whatever it may be. I created and started Power 98.5 to be here for you, to offer a foundation for you to share your story, your narrative, and your context that you deserve.
Thank you. I truly appreciate this.
What would be the main go-to? Is it TikTok? Is it Instagram? Where should everyone go to become really enveloped and embodied within your world and everything Octavio Aguilar?
Definitely my Instagram, dope_Tavio. There you can see all my work throughout the past few years. All the people I've worked with, all the artists, all the up and coming photographers, stylists, like it just goes on. And I think that every picture that I post there's something very special about it. It's super curated and I work with a whole bunch of teams, and I'm constantly promoting everybody and cross-promoting. So, yeah, if you want to walk into the Octavio world, you definitely have to go check out my IG.
Congratulations again for making it on this season 19, Project Runway on Bravo, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, on Thursdays, every Thursday. You're really doing an outstanding job and great service to yourself and Dope Tavio, Octavio. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be on talking to you today.
Any final thoughts? Anything you would like to close with at all before we go on with our day and enjoy the beautiful sunshine and fall-like weather?
Nothing. Just definitely tune in, watch what happens. Look at the process that all these creative designers just went through. It's such a big secret when we come out of there, and now it's out there in the world. And, you know, we get to watch every episode weekly as well and just get surprised at what actually makes it. But besides that, you know, you're watching not a reality show. You're definitely watching a fashion competition, and I think we're all going to shine.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in with Octavio Aguilar, designer and contestant on season 19 of Project Runway. Airs on Bravo Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. You can retouch and recap on this interview. Listen live, exclusive, 8 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, November 11th, Thursday, 8 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern. Everything Project Runway, everything season 19, everything Bravo, and most importantly, today's guest, Octavio Aguilar of Dope Tavio. I really enjoy you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We definitely have to do it again.
Oh, we will definitely be doing it again. We don't do one-hit wonders here. We make sure we get recaps, exclusives, whatever it may be. And one last thing. Are you able to share any upcoming projects in 2022? Any fashion shows, any new designs, anything else about Dope Tavio?
I think for right now, I'm concentrating on just making a whole bunch of product. I'm playing catch-up. Because everybody wants something, and I'm working on Art Basel. So I'm still not 100% sure, but I'm definitely doing either a pop-up shop or a runway show or a presentation. I'm still in the works of it, and it's like 3 weeks away. But for sure, since I'm Miami-based right now, I'm definitely doing something for Art Basel. So that's my next big thing.
Well, I know we're going to hear about it. I'm looking forward to this week's new episode of Project Runway, Thursday at 9 p.m. Wow. What a day. What an afternoon. And to all you Project Runway and Bravo lovers and fans, tune in tomorrow, Thursday, November 11th, 9 p.m. Eastern for the new episode of Project Runway Season 19. We're going to find out more about Octavio. We're going to see what the designers are up to, what they're doing, and most importantly, we're going to continue to love Project Runway.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.